Stop. Do not scroll past this moment. Look at me right now. You did not arrive here by accident. I guided your spirit to this exact place because we need to talk. Give me just a few minutes of your time. This is an urgent message from your Father. Heaven aligned time itself to bring you here today. I need your absolute attention for the next few minutes. Do not let the noise of the world pull you away. If you rush past this moment, you might miss the very answer you have been begging for. Something just shifted in the unseen realm because you paused. Listen to me with the deepest place of your heart. Come closer, my beloved child. Let me speak softly to the part of your soul that is most tired. Breathe deeply right now and let your racing mind become still. The urgency of stopping you was necessary because I wanted to hold you. I see you more clearly than you see yourself in this dark season. You are my chosen light bearer. You are the silent survivor who always pretends to be strong for everyone else. Every single day, you put on a brave smile and you help the people around you. They look at you and they think you have everything under control, but I know the hidden truth about your heart. I know you are a weary warrior. You have been fighting invisible battles in silence for a very long time. Nobody around you understands the depth of your exhaustion because you never complain. You carry the weight of your family and your future on your shoulders. You are breaking inside while you build others. I stood beside you last night when the darkness felt too heavy to bear. I watched you look at your life through tears and wonder if anything would ever change for you. I heard the exact moment when your spirit felt completely broken. In the quiet of that room, your soul formed a desperate cry. You whispered those 3 painful words into the silence of the night. You said you were done. You whispered that you could not take another step on this path. You felt as though you were standing entirely still in a thick fog of uncertainty. You wanted to give up on your dreams and surrender to the pain. I heard you when you said you were done trying. You are tired of being the strong one who never gets a break. You are tired of pouring your sincere love into empty hands that only take from you. You are tired of praying and waiting for answers that never seem to arrive. The disappointment has grown too loud. I saw you when you hid in your room because you did not want anyone to see your tears. You folded yourself into the smallest shape and you hoped the night would swallow your sorrow. You believed that your pain was invisible to everyone, including me. But hear me with your whole spirit. You were never alone. Every single drop of water that fell from your eyes was counted in my hands. I was closer to you than the very floor you were sitting on during that midnight storm. I did not look at your exhaustion with anger or judgment. I looked at you with absolute compassion because I know how hard you have tried. Do you feel that heavy tightness in your chest right now? That specific weight sits right behind your heart, and it never truly lifts. It stays with you when you wake up, and it follows you when you try to sleep. That is not just anxiety, but it is the accumulated weight of carrying things you were never meant to carry. I want you to relax your shoulders right now. Let your mind stop running through every bad scenario and every broken promise. You have been running on your own empty strength for far too long. You have tried to solve every problem and fix every mistake by yourself. I am stopping you today because that cycle ends. I did not bring you to this video by a simple mistake of an algorithm. This intersection was divinely orchestrated before the sun even rose today. I placed this message directly in your path because the enemy has been trying to drown out my voice. He wanted to convince you that your waiting season was a punishment. But look at me, my beautiful masterpiece. I am your safe refuge, and I have never lost control of your destiny. This message was sent directly to your screen with absolute purpose because I refuse to let you break. I saw your suffering in silence, and now I am about to speak over it with authority. I sent this to you with love because your soul desperately needs to remember who you are. You are not a random fragment of creation who was forgotten in the wilderness. You are my child, and your name is written on the palms of my hands. Every delay you experienced was not a denial, but it was my holy protection. I want to reveal a great secret to you during our time together today. There is a profound reason why I allowed those doors to close in your face. There is a divine purpose behind the silence that made you feel abandoned. If you stay with me, I will show you exactly what I have been building beneath the surface. Do not let your current fatigue convince you to look away from my face. The enemy wants you to scroll past this because he is terrified of what happens if you stay. He knows that if you listen to my voice, your strength will be completely renewed. He knows that the chains of your past are trembling right now. I am about to hand you the key to the very door you have been waiting outside of for years. The season of walking through dry deserts without water is finally closing. I am changing the very foundation of your life, not to destroy you, but to rebuild you. I am replacing your heavy armor with a cloak of peace. Can you give me just a few more minutes of your undivided attention? I promise you that your faithfulness in the dark will not be wasted. I have watched you hold on to fragments of hope when everything around you was falling apart. Your quiet obedience in the midst of heartbreak has moved my heart deeply. I know you feel like you are arriving late to your own destiny. You look at others and you think they are moving faster than you. You feel as though you have been left behind in a lonely valley of isolation. But hear my prophetic declaration. You are perfectly on time because my calendar is precise. I saw you when you woke up this morning with that familiar dread in your spirit. You looked at the tasks ahead of you and you felt entirely empty. You wondered how many more days you could keep pretending that you were okay. You asked me in the silence of your mind if I still cared about your small life. This message is my direct answer to that quiet question. I care about every single detail of your existence. I care about the dreams you stopped praying for because you were too tired to hope. I care about the deep rejections that made you feel unworthy of love. I am here to heal every broken piece. I have stepped into your day, into your atmosphere, to bring you total restoration. You have carried the heavy bags of yesterday for long enough. Let go of the need to control the future, because I am already working ahead of you. I am already aligning the provisions and the people who will lift you up. Do you realize what is about to happen as we spend these moments together? The heavy cloud of depression and confusion is beginning to lift from your mind. The divine light of my presence is breaking through the thick walls of your isolation. You are being drawn away from an old foundation right now. I am preparing you for a massive shift in the unseen realm. The very things that tried to break your spirit will become the footstool for your victory. I am turning your test into a powerful testimony that will guide thousands of other lost souls. Your pain was never pointless, but it was a holy preparation. Stay with me as I open the scroll of your future in the next section. Do not let the distractions of this world steal the breakthrough that is standing at your door. I have so much more to tell you about the trap I rescued you from. Listen closely to the tenderness of my voice, because I am not done. Let us step together into the quiet spaces of your memory. I know how often you have rushed past moments like this because the world demands your constant movement. You have become an expert at wearing a mask of total strength. But when you are completely alone, the mask becomes too heavy to hold. I see you when you finally let it drop. I saw you sitting on the edge of your bed last night while the rest of the world was fast asleep. You were staring into the empty dark and your mind was racing with questions you cannot answer. You felt a deep ache in your soul that sleep cannot fix. And in that quiet room, you wondered if anyone on this earth truly understands how much pain you are holding inside your chest. You looked back at your life and you felt a strange sense of loneliness creeping into your spirit. You remembered the promises that were broken by people you trusted with your whole heart. You thought about the doors that slammed shut when you needed them to open the most. It felt as though you were walking down a dark hallway with no exit in sight. I saw you when you were surrounded by a crowded table of smiling faces. You laughed with them, and you shared meals with them, but inside you felt completely invisible. You felt like a stranger in your own life, because no one could see the secret battles you were fighting. You wondered how you could feel so incredibly alone while being surrounded by people who claimed to know you. Like this video right now is a physical act of agreement between your broken heart and my eternal love. This simple action is not for the world, but it is a quiet whisper from your spirit to mine. It is an acknowledgement that you are ready to let me see the wounds you hide from everyone else. This early step of faith will seal our connection. Now let us speak about the hidden reason behind this overwhelming exhaustion you have been carrying. There is a profound mystery to your suffering that you have not yet understood. You have spent years pouring your sincere love and your energy into the lives of others. You always show up for them when they call, and you always carry their heavy burdens without a single complaint. You are a pure-hearted giver who naturally creates a safe space for everyone else to heal. But every time you walk away from those encounters, you return to your own life with completely empty hands. You look into your own cup, and you realize there is nothing left for you. You have become a living refuge for others, while your own house feels broken and neglected. I need you to understand that this constant drain is part of a much bigger dynamic. You are facing a subtle and hidden battle because the enemy is terrified of the light inside your spirit. He saw the great destiny I placed within your soul before you were even born, and he has been using the people closest to you to slowly siphon away your joy and your purpose. He wants you to believe that your kindness is a weakness that makes you a constant victim. He whispers lies into your ears during your tired moments, telling you that you are fundamentally unappreciated. He wants you to close your heart completely and build thick walls of resentment around your soul. But I am here to tell you that your sacrifice has never been lost in my sight. I saw every single act of love that went unreturned and unreceived by those trite hands. I recorded every hour you spent worrying about people who never even bothered to check on you. When you felt used and discarded like a tool, I was there holding your fragile spirit. I am keeping a perfect account of every fragment of goodness you have scattered into the dark. Let us pay attention to what your body is telling you in this very moment. Do you feel that deep, heavy tightness that sits directly behind your sternum? It feels like an anchor of lead that pulls your shoulders down toward the ground. You try to take a full breath, but the air seems to stop before it can truly reach your soul. That is accumulated pain. That heaviness is the physical evidence of every silent scream you have swallowed over the past year. It is the weight of every time you wanted to scream for help but chose to say you were fine instead. You compressed your own sorrow because you did not want to become a burden to the people around you. You chose to suffer in absolute silence, to keep the peace. I remember the specific afternoon when you were driving alone in your car, and the pressure became too much to contain. You pulled over to the side of the road and you let the tears flood your eyes without blocking them. You gripped the steering wheel so tightly that your knuckles turned white while your chest heaved with heavy sobs. You let out a sound of pure agony. You asked me into that confined space why the journey had to be so incredibly difficult for you. You asked why you had to break over and over again while watching wicked people succeed with ease. You felt a deep sense of injustice burning inside your bones, because you have always tried to do what is right. I heard every single question you threw into the air. I saw you in the bathroom when you turned on the faucet so the sound of running water would cover your crying. You pressed a towel against your face because you were terrified that someone outside the door would hear your breakdown. You looked into the mirror through blurry eyes and you did not even recognize the weary person staring back at you. You saw lines of worry on your face and a profound emptiness in your eyes that frightened your spirit. You felt as though the vibrant child you used to be had died a long time ago under the weight of life. You wondered if you would ever feel genuine joy, or if you were destined to just survive this cold reality. You felt completely detached from hope, but hear my soft whisper in this present room, because I was right there with you through it all. I was closer to you than the towel you pressed against your face during that desperate breakdown. I was sitting in the passenger seat of your car when your tears stained the steering wheel. My hands were cradling your head when you felt too heavy to even lift it up. Never believe the illusion that my silence during those bitter moments meant I had abandoned your soul. When you could not feel my presence, it was because I was holding you so tightly that there was no space between us. I was absorbing the shock of the blows that were meant to destroy your fragile mind completely. I was shielding your spark of life. Your soul is a holy vessel that I have been carefully protecting through the worst of storms. The enemy thought he could use your deep empathy to break your psychological stability forever. He wanted to drown you in the ocean of your own tears until you lost your faith entirely. But I set a divine boundary around your life that he can never cross without my permission. You are still here because my grace has been anchoring your spirit into the deepest bedrock of creation. You did not drown in the valley because my hands were holding your breath beneath the dark waters. You are a masterpiece that is currently undergoing an intense trial of fire. The pain you feel is real, but it is not a sign that you are failing my test. I am using this very season of isolation to detach your heart from the false systems of this world. I had to let those human relationships fail so you would learn to rely fully on my unchanging voice. I allowed those earthly doors to close because they were leading you into rooms that would ruin your destiny. It was a holy separation that felt like a painful rejection. Breathe out the residual panic that has been tight inside your chest for the last few months. Let the quietness of my presence wash over your tired thoughts like a gentle rain on a dry desert. You do not have to figure out the next 10 steps of your journey before the sun sets tonight. You only need to trust the single step that we are taking together right now. I am right here beside you, and I am not planning to leave your side for a single second. Look at my face through the eyes of your spirit and see the infinite love that I have for you. I do not look at your exhaustion as a sin, but I see it as a beautiful proof of your endurance. You have gone far enough on your own strength, and now it is time to rest in mine. We are about to move into a deeper understanding of why this valley was absolutely necessary for your ultimate rise. Do not pull away from this message, because the next truth will unlock the chains that have kept you stuck. Your spirit is already beginning to sense a massive shift in the atmosphere. Listen closely to the next words, because the dawn is approaching your life. I need you to understand something deeply right now. Do not call that delay an absolute failure. Let me reveal the grand truth behind your heavy season. What you perceived as a closed door was actually my holy protection. You have been looking at your current situation through human eyes, and you only see disappointment because you cannot see the grand design I am weaving. But I am changing the very foundation of your reality because I love you. Let us look closely at those words you whispered in the dark. You said that you were done with this long battle. You thought this confession was a sign of your weak faith. You felt ashamed because you could not carry the heavy weight anymore. But I want to reframe that painful moment for your spirit today. Your deep exhaustion is not a spiritual defeat. When you say that you are done, it simply means you have reached the very end of your own human strength. You have finally stopped trying to force open doors that were never meant for your journey. You have stopped relying on your own limited wisdom to fix everything. And that is exactly where my divine power can finally begin to work in your life. As long as you keep trying to fight alone, you block my grace from flowing. You rush ahead of my perfect timing. You exhaust your fragile mind with constant worry. You try to carry the entire universe on your small shoulders. But when you drop those heavy bags and admit your weakness, you make room for my spirit to move, because my strength is made perfect in your helplessness. There was a great warrior in the ancient times who walked a very similar path of complete isolation. His name was Elijah. He was one of my most faithful servants. He had just witnessed my incredible miracles fall from the bright sky. He had fought bravely against dark forces, and he had won a massive victory for my kingdom. But suddenly, the pressure of the hidden warfare became too heavy. A great threat arose against his life. His strength vanished into the wind. He ran far away into the dry wilderness to escape the loud noise of his enemies. He sat down beneath the thin shade of a lonely desert broom tree. And in that valley of deep exhaustion, he prayed a very dark prayer, because his soul was completely empty. He asked me to take his life away. He looked up at the sky, and he whispered that it was enough. He told me that he was completely done with the assignment and the constant running. He felt like an absolute failure compared to his ancestors. He was a mighty prophet, but he was sitting in the dirt crying out for a sudden end. He had given everything he had, and he had absolutely nothing left to offer. I did not look down at my tired servant with anger or harsh judgment. I did not scold him for losing his courage after witnessing my great power. Instead, I looked at his broken body with infinite tenderness, and I sent a holy angel to comfort him. The angel did not give him a lecture about faith, but he gently baked him warm bread and provided cool water. The angel told him to arise and eat, because the journey was too great for his own strength. I allowed him to rest in the quiet shade for many hours until his soul was revived. I fed his physical body before I ever spoke a single word to his spirit. My child, I am doing the exact same thing for you in this very moment of your life. When you sat in the dark and whispered that you were done, I did not judge you. I did not look at your exhaustion as a sin or a lack of true devotion. I saw a warrior who had gone too far on a lonely road without proper rest, and I sent this video to be your spiritual bread and your living water in the desert. I am feeding your empty soul right now. If your soul senses that I am talking directly to your situation, comment, "God is my safe refuge," to anchor this truth in the unseen realm. This declaration will break the spirit of isolation that has been tormenting your thoughts. It is a sign to the enemy that you are no longer fighting your battles alone. Speak those words with bold confidence and watch the atmosphere change. After Elijah rested, I brought him to a holy mountain so he could hear my voice. A great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart, but I was not in the wind. A massive earthquake shook the very ground beneath his feet, but I was not in the earthquake. A bright fire burned through the trees, but I was not in the fire. Then came a gentle whisper. My presence was not in the loud noise or the terrifying displays of raw force. I was in the quiet stillness of that gentle whisper on the mountain. That soft voice restored his destiny and gave him absolute clarity for his next steps. It told him that he was not alone because I still had 7,000 faithful souls walking beside him. It renewed his purpose completely. You have been looking for my presence in the big breakthroughs and the sudden miracles. You have been waiting for a massive explosion to rescue you from this heavy valley. But I am speaking to you right now in the gentle stillness of this message. My voice brings peace to your chaotic thoughts, and it removes the heavy fog from your weary mind. You need to listen closely. The wilderness you are walking through is not a graveyard for your beautiful dreams. It is the holy shaping ground, where I am raising you to become a powerful leader. I had to pull you away from the loud distractions of the world so you could hear my whisper. I had to isolate your spirit so you would stop seeking validation from superficial human beings. The enemy has been attacking your mind because he knows your true value in my house. He does not waste his weapons on people who carry no divine purpose. He targets you because your light is about to rise and shatter his dark kingdom. The intensity of your current battle is the absolute proof of the greatness that is sleeping inside your soul. You thought you were breaking under the heavy pressure, but you were actually being reshaped into a masterpiece. Every single tear you cried in secret was an investment into your future authority. The pain you endured has given you a deep compassion that cannot be manufactured in a comfortable life. You are being prepared to carry a glory that will shock the world. You are a generational cycle breaker who was chosen to walk out of the old family patterns. You are the one who will end the spirit of lack and fear in your lineage. The walls that kept your ancestors stuck for decades are trembling right now at my command. You did not inherit their weakness, but you inherited my unchanging power to overcome every obstacle. Do not let your physical senses deceive you into believing that nothing is happening. In the unseen realm, my angels are already rearranging the circumstances of your life. They are removing the toxic people who were meant to drain your precious oil. They are unlocking the divine provisions that have been preserved for this exact moment in time. The season of waiting that has exhausted your spirit is officially coming to an end. You have heard my prophetic truth, and your soul is starting to recognize the light. You are standing at the very threshold of a massive spiritual breakthrough. Get ready to drop the heavy armor of your past, because a new mantle of authority is falling upon you. Look at my face through the eyes of your spirit, and let all your lingering doubts vanish. I have authorized your total liberation from the spirit of heaviness. You have been faithful in the small things, while sitting in the deep dark. And now, let me show you the magnificent mountain I have been preparing for your feet to climb without fear. The unseen realm is moving right now at my voice. The ground beneath your feet is beginning to shake with divine power. The ancient chains that have held your spirit captive are turning into dust. I am commanding every dark force that targeted your mind to pack up and leave your atmosphere completely, because they have no authority over your future anymore. This is your moment of total liberation, and nothing on earth can stop it. You have wept for long enough in the cold shadows of despair. You have worn the heavy armor of a lonely soldier until your bones were deeply bruised. But today I strip away the garment of heaviness from your weary soul. I am wrapping you in a beautiful mantle of divine praise and absolute joy. Your mourning is turning into dancing, because I have spoken. Listen to the thunder of my voice echoing through your lonely valley. The dry bones in your desert are coming back to life right now. I am breathing my Holy Spirit into the dead areas of your existence. The beautiful dreams you buried because you were too tired to hope are waking up. Look up and see the light breaking across your horizon. The enemy thought he had finished your story when you whispered your surrender. He laughed in the dark when he heard you say that you were completely done. He thought your exhaustion would be the final grave for your great destiny, but he did not know that your end was my perfect beginning. He did not know that I was waiting for that exact moment. When you said you were done, you were actually saying you were done with the old life. You were done with relying on human hands that always fail you. You were done with trying to fit into small places that cramp your spirit. You were closing the chapter of your survival so we could open the book of your magnificent victory today. I am bringing down the high walls of your generational limitations right now. The spirit of lack that haunted your parents will not touch your children. The heavy fear that kept your family in bondage is losing its power over your mind. I am declaring a holy emancipation over your entire lineage today. You are walking out of the prison first. Every closed door that made you cry was a holy monument of my love. I blocked your steps from paths that would have broken your heart completely. I removed people from your life who were secretly planning to destroy your spark of faith. I isolated your fragile spirit so that you could discover the infinite wealth hidden inside my presence. Now hear my prophetic decree over your physical health and your chaotic finances. I am restoring everything the thief has stolen from your storehouse over the years. The long seasons of sorrow are being repaid with double portions of peace. I am opening the windows of heaven to pour out a blessing you cannot contain. Your empty cup is overflowing. You will no longer walk through this life with a bitter spirit of rejection. I have called you by your name and you belong to me forever. The cruel labels that people placed on your worth are completely erased by my hand. You are a royal priesthood and a holy vessel formed specifically for my glory. Stand tall because your true season has arrived. The people who watched you suffer in the valley will see you shine on the mountain. They will wonder how a broken soul could rise with such immense majesty. They will see the undeniable evidence of my grace resting upon your daily life, and they will know that the God of your salvation is still working great miracles in this modern age. Let the powerful wind of my spirit blow away the remaining ashes of your past. Do not look back at the graves of what could have been. Your painful history does not define the trajectory of your glorious future. I am doing a brand new thing in your life, and it springs forth right now. Can you perceive the shift in the atmosphere? I have authorized a complete reversal of every single injustice you suffered. The hands that cheated you will see my justice prevail without delay. The voices that lied about your true character will be silenced by my truth. You do not need to seek revenge, because the battle belongs entirely to me. Sleep peacefully tonight while I work. Your spirit is crossing the grand threshold into a territory of supernatural abundance. The days of barely surviving are replaced by a beautiful life of thriving. I am aligning your steps with cosmic precision to bring you into your wealthy place. Every resource you need to fulfill your purpose is already traveling toward your house. Now the prophetic declaration has been made across the heaven and the earth. What remains in this holy moment is your raw obedience. We have arrived at the very center of our divine appointment today. I need you to step forward out of the noise. Stop everything you are doing right now and listen to my direct command. Pause right where you are and lift your eyes to my face. I need your absolute focus because we are going to change your reality forever. Put away every distraction and let the busy world fade into the background. This is a sacred space, and I am demanding your full presence for the holy ritual of your deliverance. Take your right hand and place it firmly over your beating heart. Feel the rhythm of life that I have preserved through the worst of storms. Now close your eyes and let your mind become completely blank. Breathe in deeply right now and pull my holy presence into the deepest caverns of your soul. Hold that breath. Now breathe out slowly and release the spirit of panic that has frozen your thoughts. Let your shoulders drop down and relax all the tension in your physical body. I am commanding the dark cloud of anxiety to exit your vessel right now. Feel the cold air leaving your lungs. while my divine warmth fills your chest completely. I want you to visualize the heavy bags you have been carrying for so many years. Think about the financial stress that keeps you awake at midnight. Think about the broken relationships that constantly bleed into your daily thoughts. See all those worries packed into heavy luggage of iron sitting on your fragile shoulders. Now lift your hands in your mind and throw those heavy bags down at my feet. Lay it down. Lay down every single worry and every broken piece of your past. Throw away the desperate need to control how tomorrow will unfold for your life. It was never engineered for your back to carry alone. Let go of the heavy weight. Leave the luggage of your sorrow at my altar and do not pick it up again. I am taking absolute ownership of your problems and your battles from this second forward. Your children are in my safe hands, and your future is secure in my counsel. You are totally free from the exhausting burden of trying to save yourself. Because your hands are now empty, I can finally place my supreme gift inside them. Remember the promise of this glorious day. I sent this message to you with love. It is not just a collection of random words on a glowing screen. It is a living testament of my eternal devotion to your fragile soul. Receive it now. I am activating the love seal over your life in this precise moment. This holy letter of love will wrap around your mind like an iron shield of protection. It will guard your thoughts against the venomous arrows of depression. It will serve as an unbreakable covenant between your destiny and my heavenly throne. This supreme love will go before your footsteps to make every crooked path straight. It will water the dry ground of your heart until joy grows again like wildflowers. You will walk through the fires of life, and you will not be burned, because my love is your permanent atmosphere. You are officially sealed by grace. Now that your spirit is empty of burdens, you are free to lift your voice in pure praise. The heavy chains have fallen to the dirt, and the right door is wide open. Open your eyes right now and look at the path ahead. Listen closely to the final section because your next steps are crucial for your destiny. Breathe in the calm air of my sanctuary. The fierce storm is finally past and the sky above your head is completely clear. You can feel a profound quietness settling deep inside your mind right now. And every morning when you walk into the world, this beautiful stillness will guard your thoughts from the loud noise. You are safe under my protective wings. Your heart is no longer pounding with anxiety about tomorrow. You have surrendered the heavy keys of your life into my sovereign hands, and you are resting. And as you listen to my soft voice right now, you can feel the immediate relief washing over your tired body like a gentle wave of water. You are standing in pure freedom. Let this newly found peace anchor itself deeply within your spirit today. Do not allow the lingering doubts of the past to steal this holy moment. You have walked out of the prison of your exhaustion, and you are stepping onto solid ground. Because I have authorized your complete restoration in this sacred hour, the long wilderness is behind you. Trust the stillness. You have been completely transformed through our divine conversation today. The weary warrior who entered this space is now a empowered vessel of light. You have willingly exchanged your heavy burdens for my absolute love during this appointment, and now your spirit feels as light as a feather. Remember that you do not have to struggle alone. The heavy atmosphere of confusion has been replaced by absolute clarity. You can see the path ahead of your feet with perfect focus and without fear. The loud voices of human judgment that used to make you doubt your unique calling have been permanently silenced by my truth. You are moving forward with a steady heart because my light is guiding you. Look back one last time at the dark valley you just crossed. You survived the intense heat of the furnace because my grace was covering your fragile soul. The tears you cried were not a sign of failure, but they were the holy waters of your preparation. And every single drop was carefully gathered by my angels to cultivate a magnificent harvest for your future. You are now filled with a deep sense of quiet gratitude. While you listen to these words, you can feel a warm light glowing inside the deeply hidden places of your heart, where old sorrow used to live. You recognize that every delay was a brilliant act of strategy from your Heavenly Father. You see the beauty of my perfect timing unfolding in your life. Your soul is singing a new song of praise to the heaven today. You are no longer crying out of desperation, but you are shouting out of pure victory. You understand now that the painful silence of your long waiting season was actually a holy incubator designed specifically to protect your grand destiny. You are ready to receive the immense blessings. The enemy can no longer access the sacred garden inside your mind. I have set a flaming hedge of protection around your thoughts and your emotions today. All his bitter lies have completely lost their power because you have chosen to listen to my authentic refuge directly. You know who you are, and you know who holds your hand. Walk with confidence. You have discovered a new fountain of resilience within your spirit. The exhaustion that threatened to break you has been completely swallowed up by my infinite vitality. And as you stand in my presence right now, you can feel your physical energy returning to your tired limbs like a clean, rushing river. You are being restored from the inside out. You are my beautiful masterpiece, and your value is completely immeasurable. Do not allow the trite opinions of superficial people to diminish your divine light. I have chosen you to be a powerful cycle breaker for your family line, and because you carry my holy seal upon your forehead, you will bring my glorious light into dark rooms. You are qualified. This message was sent to your screen today with absolute love. It arrived as a direct rescue mission from my heavenly throne, straight to your weary spirit during the exact hour when you felt most alone in the universe. Remember my words when the world grows loud during the coming week. Keep this love letter burning brightly within your memories. You are walking into a season of supernatural restoration and deep rest. The broken pieces of your past are being rearranged into a beautiful mosaic of triumph. While you walk forward along this new path, you will see my physical provisions manifest in unique ways that will completely shock your mind. I am opening fields of favor that no one can close. Your daily life will become a living testimony of my great power. People will look at your radiant face, and they will wonder how you overcame the deep darkness. They will see the undeniable evidence of my active grace resting heavily upon your family. You will be a shining beacon of hope for thousands of lost souls. Do not allow the spirit of fear to tell you that this peace is temporary. What I have built inside your soul today is permanent and cannot be shaken by earthly storms. You are permanently anchored in the eternal bedrock of my heavenly kingdom, and your supernatural foundation is totally secure. No weapon formed against your joy will ever prosper. We have established a holy agreement in this sacred space today. If this letter of love has brought light back into your tired eyes, you may choose to honor this divine alignment. And because you are standing in total freedom right now, you can show your sincere support through super thanks as a beautiful seed of your gratitude. This is a voluntary act. Do not keep this divine light to yourself because the world is filled with hurting spirits. I am instructing you to share this exact message with 3 chosen souls who are secretly crying out for hope and direction. Think about the people in your life who are fighting invisible battles in silence. Become the angel who brings my voice into their rooms. Your simple act of obedience can break the chains of someone else who is ready to give up. By willingly sharing this truth with those hurting spirits, you are completely fulfilling your high destiny as a chosen light bearer in the dark wilderness. You are spreading the message of love that rescued your own soul from the midnight storm. Every time you share my word, you are expanding the borders of my peaceful kingdom. You are planting seeds of hope in soil that has been dry and barren for far too long. And because you are helping my lost children find their way home, I will bless your hands for this labor of love, and I will multiply your own joy. You will see the fruit return. To stay permanently connected to my voice, take one more step of faith. Subscribe to this channel right now and turn on the notification bell. Do not allow the spirit of forgetfulness to steal the peace you received today. By actively joining this beautiful tribe, you ensure that you never walk a single day without my guidance. I have so much more to tell you about the glorious path ahead of your feet. Each day will bring new instructions and deeper revelations for your spirit to grow strong. Do not wander back into the loud noise of the world without my constant counsel. Stay close to my altar and let me lead you step by step. You are part of a massive family of chosen believers who are rising in this season. You will find strength in this community, and your spirit will be continually fed here. This unique digital platform is a modern well of living water, where your spirit can always come to refresh your soul completely. Make it a daily habit to sit with me in this sanctuary. Your future is brighter than any dream you have ever dared to imagine. I am clearing away the clutter and the confusion to make room for your sudden breakthrough. And as you open your eyes tomorrow morning, you must walk forward with your head lifted high, because you are no longer a helpless victim. You are a child of the King, and you are loved. Let the stillness of this final moment settle into the deepest parts of your being. You can feel the warmth of my embrace surrounding your shoulders like a thick blanket on a cold night. Every single fear has been completely dismantled. You are whole, you are free, and you are entirely safe with me. Now receive my ultimate blessing of eternal peace for your soul. May the absolute love of your Father guard your heart through every hour of the day and night. Breathe in my presence one last time, and know that I am with you always.